Go live. There we go.
Oh, so this is from, okay, this is from the stream that I have on is from last week.
Right.
Okay, so I have to get the right link here.
So it should be up in a second.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready on the other page here. Oh, there we go. I'm on the Cornerstone Youth channel, so it's not live yet. It's okay.
Should be live now.
Okay. Let's see. Where's it showing? Uploads. Where does it show like the video on the page on the Cornerstone, the live stream? Oh, it might be. There we go. It just came out. There we go.
Okay. Oh, I need to redo that then. There's only 4 of us.
There's Jack.
Hey-oh, Jack. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear.
That's good.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I
Just
can
got
hear you.
Lynn.
Hey-oh.
And I can hear Amy. All right.
There we go. There we go. Hey-oh. Yeah.
So where are the kids commenting?
Oh, they're going to be talking to us through the youth tube.
Okay. So, iPad.
And Kristen's in the chat. And Maddie's in the chat. Good to have you here.
Yeah. Are you going to be like muting us, or are we going to be all talking all at once?
Oh, you're all talking all the time.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be chaos.
Bethany, how
Hi,
come
Bethany,
you're using
on
Maddie's
Maddie's account.
How is that possible? Yeah.
That's illegal.
But I mean,
Oh, I know
considering what
how I
Maddie's
can
done to Bethany's stuff.
There, I just figured it had a multitask. Let's see here.
Lynn should have downloaded the Snap camera too.
Lynn would have way
She
too
would
much
have had
fun
too
with
much
that.
fun with it.
What's the snap camera? I hear me in the echo in the distance.
You'll figure out what the Snap camera is later.
Okay. Just trying to get on YouTube. So I'm thinking, do we mute YouTube so that we're not getting duplication, echoes, feedback?
Yes. Yep. Just keep the youth tube muted, and any audio that you need should come right through the web page. Yeah.
So should I mute Vimeo or should I mute YouTube?
Mute
Doesn't matter, does it?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, Vimeo.
What, you muted
Mute
Vimeo?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I did that. Okay.
Keep Vimeo open so you can hear all of us.
Yeah, because YouTube has a delay, right?
Oh no, I need snack.
Who's Iris.
I have
Oh,
4
that's
minutes.
Molly. Yeah.
I should have my monitors
yeah,
side by side, not one on the other. That's a little hard to read.
So the YouTube is like playing the music right now, right? They can't hear us. Or can they?
I don't know.
I think they can because Chris said that she could hear us all earlier.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they definitely hear us.
Well, they can hear me munching on my rice and veggies and meat. Num num.
I'm eating my ice cream.
I'm folding laundry with no food, so a little jealous.
So this would be a great time for us to say some things about the kids. What do you think? They can hear us. What should we say about them?
How
Andrew,
much
you
we
go first.
love and appreciate them.
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. And I don't know. I have cabin fever, but to be expected. Hope everybody's doing well and safe.
Hope you're doing everything your parents ask you to do.
I was saying to Stefan earlier, I think we're gonna have to do this like kind of, you know, those like TV's interviews where the person's like over in another country via satellite. That's how we're gonna have to do it. Otherwise, it's gonna be complete chaos.
Which is
Chaos
kinda what
might
we're
be
going
fun.
for.
Isn't chaos? I think chaos is part of it.
I think so. Kids will be entertained.
Yeah, and the thing is, laughs are gonna be all out of place.
It's weird I can see you guys, but all I see on the YouTube is the screen. Oh, where we are.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube
You can- okay,
is
now you can see what-
a full 10 seconds behind.
Now you guys can see what my snap camera, what I done. Ah.
Okay, this is just really weird. Oh, I see what you're doing. How do I get that?
Oh, you have to download it, and it would mess everything else up.
I want the snap camera.
I told you you'd want it.
Yeah.
And I had too much fun with other stuff.
I can't look at the
Heyo.
YouTube one. It's messing me up.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to YouthTube. Good to have you here. My snack tonight, I have these flat popcorn crisps. So that's snack. Yo, we got a lot of cool stuff for you tonight. Where's my box? Oh, here it is. I've got the question box, which you guys filled in with some awesome questions before all of the craziness happened. And we're going to have a game. And I brought along some friends. You probably saw them already. Here they all are. Hey, guys. And Kristen is here. She's just off webcam. She'll be in the chat. And yeah, use the chat, guys. It'll be fun. And we're going to play a game. Hot takes. You see it there. Some strong statements are coming your way. Do you agree or disagree? Okay? So the object of this is I have strong opinions about just about everything. And most of the time I'm right. But you might also have strong opinions about things. So we're going to find out what your opinion is on these things. And we're also going to hear from all the youth leaders about what their opinion is on these things as well, because I know you're dying to hear. Okay? So as we go along, feel free to write your questions in the chat, because tonight is, after all, Ask Us Anything. And if we like your question, we'll answer it even. It's not just asking, you get an answers sometimes. So we're going to play the game, okay? So get your opinions out, because they matter almost as much as mine. Here we go. Okay, the first one. A hot dog is a sandwich. Agree or disagree? Lynn, what do you think?
Disagree. A sandwich is 2 pieces of bread with a square and whatever fits in those. Hot dog is a bun. It's different.
Oh, the hot dog is a bun argument. All right. Mm-hmm. Amy, your thoughts?
A hot dog is not real meat, and it's not like, I don't know, not a sandwich. I mean, not even really food, just not a sandwich.
Oh, not even food. Nice. Andrew, your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are coming from New Zealand, because when they would sell, they would like
international thoughts.
Frequently,
okay.
They would have, yes. So they have the hardware store over there is Bunnings, right? And they have the warehouse in New Zealand, which is kind of like Walmart, kind of. But they sell outside there hot dogs, or I should say sausages, but they have them on regular bread. So it's not a hot dog bun. So I'm going to have to say yes.
Oh, interesting. All right. Kristen, did you put your ideas down in the chat? Let me see. Kristen says no. Any backup on that?
Come on, Kristen.
All right, there.
Write her down.
I made that a little bit better. Come on, Kristen. A hot dog on regular bread. Yeah, that's okay. I've done the hot dog on regular bread thing before. You know, when you run out of hot dog buns and you have a hot dog, you need bread to go with it.
But
so I've done
not 2 pieces of bread, just one.
Now I've done 2 pieces of bread.
Exactly.
But I've also put 4 hot dogs in it. And in that case, it is a hot dog sandwich at that point.
Nope.
I think it's also extremely bad for you. I understand that. I'm not saying I'm proud of myself for doing this, but a little bit. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay. Batman is not a superhero. Now, I actually have really strong opinions about Batman, but we'll start with Andrew first.
I just have to talk like this.
This is not fair, Andrew.
Wow. Superman's a superhero. I don't know. Batman, I don't know, because I haven't watched any of the Batman series. So I have no idea. I don't really have an opinion on that. He's generally grouped with superheroes, so I'm going to have to say yes, but that's not based on knowledge.
Okay. Amy?
I have an opinion based on absolutely nothing, but I'm going to say, sure, he's a superhero like Spider-Man and all the rest, but I have no basis for that opinion.
Lynn?
I want those lights. Just saying.
No
Let's go with
opinion on
Batman
the
as a
piece.
superhero.
No. Okay, you're all wrong, and here's why. Batman has no superpowers. None. What does he have? He has intellect and he has money. Okay? These two things do not make you a superhero. He cannot fly other than with his Batmobile. He can't see through objects unless he makes a tool to do so. The best thing he has going for him is his tool belt. Again, which are all tools, not super abilities. So, I will say definitively, Batman is not a superhero. He just is rich. Yes, a hero, a good person, philanthropist, he's a good person. Not a superhero. Superheroes have superpowers. Batman has super cash. Not the same thing. All right, next one. Moms are stricter than dads, generally speaking, not just yours. Ooh. Okay, Amy, let's hear it. You're a mom, and you live with a dad. Come on, who's stricter? Is it you or Justin?
So here's the thing, I might care more about a lot of things, but when it comes down to it, if they're giving me a hard time, I choose the road of not fighting. So he's definitely stricter. He's definitely the enforcer,
All right. Lynn, who was it in your house? Is it you or Ed?
I think it was both of us. It depended upon what it was that we were fighting about, perhaps. I would say because of my upbringing, my mom was super strict, so I didn't want to be anything like her. So I would say Ed probably was a bit more stricter than I was. Just a bit.
All right. Kristen thinks hers are pretty equal. Andrew, how about you?
Say pretty equal, but most of the time I was homeschooled, so who did the disciplining was mom most of the time, so it's kind of hard to judge.
Availability was mom, so she was there for more of the punishment or consequences. Yeah, it's pretty even in our house too. Deborah and I are pretty strict. But I'm actually going to go with a false on this one. I think dads in many cases are stricter. We think there's rules and you have to obey them, and when you don't, you get the boot. That's Joe. You have a good point though. I do remember misbehaving a lot more when Dad was home by himself, and when Mom wasn't there. I might have to.
You can push moms a lot further.
Fair. All right, next one. Country music is trash. Lynn, your thoughts?
It depends. I like some country music, but I grew up having forced to be listen to the twangy stuff. So I do not like the twangy stuff at all. But I like the newer country.
The
So it's
comments
kind of a
are
split.
blowing up.
Now I gotta read them.
This one hit a nerve. Amy, your thoughts?
You know what? I would not say there's any genre that I think is trash. So I would disagree for sure. Am I always turn on country? Absolutely not. But is it okay if it's on sometimes too? Absolutely. You know? So yeah.
All right, fair. Andrew?
As a genre, I wouldn't say it's trash because country music is kind of cool, although I don't really listen to it. But what I would say is trash is probably a lot of the lyrics in the music. They're probably trash.
Ooh,
Good point, Andrew.
probably. Yeah. Okay. As a genre, it is one of my least favorite genres of music. My biggest hatred of country music is that if I put my mind to it, I could do a really good country twang, and I hate that. Sometime I'll sing you guys.
You
some
got the
country
beard to
into
go
the
with
beat.
it too.
I got the beard. If I give me a cowboy hat and a guitar, and we're all set. I was just reading Kristen's comment. She used to not like it at all, but now she likes it a lot, apparently. 75% of country music is bad. Okay, that's fair. All right, next one. The Fast and the Furious movies are better than the Star Wars movies. I'm going to go first on this one and say this is absolutely wrong, and we shouldn't spend more time on it. Amy?
I'm going to say I haven't seen any of either of those movies, so I have no opinion.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa. All right. Lynn?
So I've seen most of the Star Wars movies, but I haven't seen the last few. I've seen all of the Fast and Furious movies, and I like that one because they're all going fast, full speed, keeps your attention. Liked most of the Star Wars, so they're pretty equal for me because I like a lot of different movies.
I'm losing friends here. Andrew?
Haven't seen Fast and Furious, so I can't really say, but I will say
Because
the
they're
Star Wars
trash.
movies are pretty good. Well, maybe.
That's the reason why you haven't seen them.
See, and I'm the speed driver, right? So of course I like cars that go fast. Makes sense.
All right,
Just
next
imagining Lynn with a sports car. That sounds like a disaster.
Yeah.
Catch me.
There's a reason why I rent the cars when we go to conferences. All right. Facebook would be great if my parents were not on it. Ooh. Lynn, are your parents on Facebook?
My mom is on
How do your
Facebook.
kids feel about you being on Facebook?
They love it because sometimes, like, Brad's doing youth online. So every once in a while, I'll pop on his youth group, and the kids are loving it because they'll say, "Hi, Mom," or someone called me, "Hi, Grandma." It was just, they're really good with it. We have a lot of fun with it. So, and
Nice.
my mom doesn't really interact with it other than when we do like sort of a chat with the family or something.
I have to educate my mom quite often on Facebook about the new features. The newest feature that I was talking to her about, and shout out to my mom if you're watching, love you, Mom, is the premiere feature. They're pastors, and so they're premiering services to their church, and but sometimes they'll share something, and the page that they shared it from is completely inappropriate, but the one post that they liked, they shared it off anyways, and so you're like the post is fine, but the page was like complete trash, and you're like, oh, you don't want to be associated with that kind of stuff. So I'll go with sometimes. Andrew, are your parents on Facebook?
No, so I can't really answer that question. Yeah.
Would you feel like, I'm talking with my mouth full, I'm sorry. Would you feel like your Facebook experience would be richer with your parents there?
No, because I hardly ever do anything on Facebook. I had like the last time I posted, probably, I don't know, you can look, it was probably 3 to 5 years ago. I only use it to like message people.
Amy, are your parents on Facebook?
Oh, my parents are the like joint account people, you know, that like my dad isn't officially on Facebook, but like he uses my mom's to like friend all his long lost relatives, you know? So it's like that kind of thing. Having said that, I mean, I don't care. They don't post ever. There's nothing like that. My dad will often be like, oh, go look up this cousin's profile. They have a picture of whatever. And I'm like, can't see dad. We're not friends. Like, you know, but it's okay. It's fine.
How do you think your kids will feel how do you think your kids will feel if they find out that once they join Facebook, you're on Facebook too?
So Maddie, unbeknownst to us, set up a TikTok account, you know, a little while ago, and we found it on her phone because we get a notification whenever she does things. She's 9 for people who don't know my kid. Okay, so totally inappropriate. So we found out and made her delete it. And now I told her today, I was like, did you know dad has TikTok? Anyway, so she's super upset and like all like, why can dad have TikTok and I can't have TikTok? You know, I kind of think she's gonna feel like we're
totally gonna try
annoying.
and find him. Yeah, I'm gonna.
You
try
should.
And
I don't know.
Find him on TikTok.
About how TikTok works. But him and maybe
That's
Maddie
awesome.
are on there.
And Kristen doesn't mind her parents being on Facebook at all, which is nice. And Bethany doesn't want social media. So would you consider YouTube to be social media? Like, I don't know. It's on the edge. Let me know. Okay, next one. You should never tag yourself in a picture. Okay, so this is about social media. Someone else takes a picture of you. Do you tag yourself in that picture? Or do you let other people tag for you? Okay. I don't think Andrew does the tagging ever, right? Is that a misstep? No.
Never.
Lynn, would you tag yourself in a photo?
I think I have once or twice maybe, but I don't generally. But then I don't generally put me on media anyway. So it would be for work purposes pretty much if I did.
Right. Amy, how about you?
I definitely have it turned off so nobody can tag me. Having said that, I know there's pictures I'm tagged in too from back in the day. Yeah, so I mean, my standard would be no, but there's certainly would be exceptions, I'm sure, if you go look for me. I don't know. Yeah.
Right. There are some really golden pictures. Get on your parents' Facebook and go through some of the pictures of me tagged way back when. There's some gems out there. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Kristen wouldn't. They either tag her or you don't. And Joe, Joe, you summed it up so well for me. Tagging yourself is telling yourself you did a good job. It's kind of like liking your own posts, which drives me crazy too when I see people do that. Okay, next one. The Bachelor is a terrible show. 100% agree, but I don't want to cloud your judgment. Okay? The Bachelor is a terrible show. Andrew, what are your thoughts?
Again, never seen it, so I don't know.
Have you seen the commercials?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so no opinion there. Lynn?
Yeah, it'd be a terrible show. I saw it years ago and I watched one season. I was like, yeah, okay, next.
Even Kristen says it's so much drama. Sean agrees 10,000%, if not 100%. 100,000.
That's actually 100,000%, Stefan. But yeah, anyway.
Is it? Yeah, okay. Amy, what are your thoughts?
It is not a show I watch, so again, I would struggle to have an opinion, but I would probably side with it's not a thing I will ever watch. Yep.
Yeah, for those of us that don't have cable either, Bethany, I feel you. No cable here either. Just the Disney Channel and Netflix for now. And no commercials. But I do know an awful lot about The Bachelor. Fun story, The Bachelor's been around for years and years. While I was in university, a bunch of the students would get together and watch this show. And I would stroll through the student center every now and then, and the show would be on. And I'm like, this is the dumbest show I've ever seen. And I would maybe watch 10 minutes of it, and that'd be it. Okay, next one. Brushing your teeth in the shower is completely acceptable. Completely acceptable. Andrew, what are your thoughts?
Well, who's going to know if you do or you don't, so why not?
True. Amy, what are your thoughts on this?
Only at camp.
Only at camp. Okay. So there's
I don't know
restrictions
why.
on it. All right, Lynn, how about you?
I don't think it matters. I wouldn't do it, but personal preference.
Okay. Kristen was a ha 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 no. You know, I think it's okay. I think it's perfectly acceptable. Again, I don't think I would ever do it, but I think it's okay to do it. If that's you, you won't get judgment from me about brushing your teeth in the shower. Okay, I think this is the last one. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Water is wet.
Oh, no.
Lynn, is water wet?
I would assume no. Yeah, I don't know. I would say water's wet.
Amy,
It
is
makes
water
you
wet?
wet. Oh, God.
Me and Leah both think yes.
Okay. Andrew, is water wet?
Oh, no. I've had this conversation with people, and it's always like a long, terrible one. Okay, if I was going to say, I would say water is not wet, but it makes things wet. But if you think about it, if water makes things wet, then ice can be wet.
Can
It's a
steam
frozen
be
wet.
No, because ice in water, if ice is like bobbing around in your drink, it's covered in water, so therefore ice is wet.
Steam could make you wet. When it collects on your hand or something,
True.
it makes you wet.
This is true, but steam itself is not wet. It makes you wet.
Hold on, did Kristen answer? Oh, Kristen went with a sure.
Come on, Kristen.
Joe's like define wet. The wet meat to me
define
is
wet, yeah.
the property of feeling. I don't know. It's wet. So it's when water
Having
is present
water
in
on it.
something. Yeah, exactly.
Joe, my brain cells are leaving my skull. Yeah. That means job well done. That's what that means. Okay. Thanks for playing along, guys. Damon says water isn't wet. Rest in peace, brain cells. You've served us well. Okay, let's move into some other things. I want to talk to you a little bit first about this. This was our quarantine youth devotional, and it was a 5-day devotional, and you should have ended yesterday. And I don't know. I really liked the devotional, and I hope you did as well. I'm gonna pick a couple more and post those in the Discord for you guys to follow along. And I'll see if I can put my profile in there too, so we can be friends, and I can just invite you from there, and it'll save you a couple steps getting into it. Yeah, so I hope you found that enjoyable. Also, take a selfie while you're watching and post it onto our Discord. Okay, I'm gonna take a selfie right now.
I would take a
And
selfie, but I
post it.
can't because my phone's being used for my webcam. So it's kind of.
Okay. Yeah, if you're busy now with a phone, like if you're watching YouTube, some cool youth group is meeting on YouTube right now and you're watching it, post it after. Because I miss seeing you guys. And you get to see us tonight. But we don't get to see you guys. So, sad boy moment.
I'm going to take a screenshot of my setup. That's what I'm going to post.
There you go. That'll work.
Yeah.
What's next? Oh yeah, the rules. Okay, the rules are real simple. Respect. It now more than ever, I think it's important to show each other some respect, and you can carry these rules over into your house too. Tempers are getting short. Patience is running out, and I know it. Like in my house, like things got crazy today, and just just way too much energy for everyone, and there's no real good way to spend it on anything. And so respect each other, treat each other with love, with kindness, and that goes in the comments here, and that goes in your houses as well. Just show each other some love, show everyone a little bit more grace and mercy. Yeah, you got it right. Respect the space, respect the leaders, respect each other, respect yourself, and show each other some love. Okay? So tonight, it's all about asking us anything. Ask us anything, okay? So if you've got questions, write them down in the chat. We'll do our best to keep an eye on the chat and answer those as best as we can. I also have the question box over here that we'll be going through as well. So if you wanted to know what sport Andrew would eliminate forever, if you wanted to know what's the best prank that Lynn ever got away with, if you want to know what type of dog Amy has, or dogs Amy has, if you want to know the proper care procedures for horses, Kristen's here. If you want me to teach you how to grow an epic beard, that's what I live for. Define social justice. Good question, Caleb. Define social justice. I'll let one of you guys start.
I think you should. Anyway, I'll start. I could probably talk for everyone, so you're gonna have to say stop. Whatever. Anyway, whatever. Social justice
When the music
for me
starts,
is a little bit of an
that's your time.
oxymoron. Yeah. Oh, okay. Social justice to me sounds a little bit like an oxymoron because social justice generally, to me, it sounds like when people peer pressure into somebody into doing something, or as a group punish somebody for doing something, and it's not always justice because you get things. I guess you could call, in a sense, you could call a crusade social justice from their perspective, and that not necessarily was justice. So it sounds like a bit of an oxymoron, but if I was going to define it by a dictionary definition as best as I could, it would probably be something along a group deciding but justice outside of a court of law or anything like that, and punishing or carrying out a sentence as a group.
Nice. For me, social justice, I would probably say it's people standing up for people who can't stand up for themselves. That's what I'd go with. So I'm just going through the question box. I've copied a few questions down, but I wanted to show you some of the drawings that show up in the question box because they're really cool. This one's my favorite. Can you see that? I have no idea what it is, but it's awfully cute. And then on the reverse side, I think he's like parachuting. I think it's like a parachutist, but his parachute is gone. Or on another page. And then there's this little guy who's awfully cute. Hello.
He looks like the Switch dude, I think, isn't it? Or Twitch. He looks
little
like
bit,
kind of
yeah.
like the Twitch dude.
Yeah. Joe, you drew those. Good job, my man. Okay, so there was a question that came through that I really liked. When soap lands on the floor, is the soap dirty or is the floor clean?
Who wrote that?
Molly.
I would say the soap cleans the floor, and if you get the floor clean, then you must be getting the soap clean too.
So everything is
The
clean.
soap lands, if the soap lands in
My
a pile of dog
my
hair,
question is,
Yeah, but if you're cleaning the floor or you're cleaning whatever, eventually the soap's going to be clean too.
is soap ever dirty though?
Yes,
I've
if you
seen
don't
dirty
clean
soap.
it properly.
Hi, that's the question.
And it wasn't nice. Okay.
I think
Next
Amy
question.
had a story.
Oh, Amy, did you want to share on the dirty soap?
when you see dirty soap, like feel like there's no
Yeah, you know.
question. Is this clean or not? You know. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the next question is, if you could eliminate one living thing from the world, what would it be and why?
I have to go with a Sunday school answer for this one and say that I wouldn't eliminate any of God's creatures because the thing is, how would I ever choose between snakes and spiders and rats? Like, I would eliminate them all, and that would throw the whole ecosystem out of balance.
Lynn, what would you eliminate?
Kind of like Amy's answer, because I think we'd be insulting God if we wanted to get rid of one of his creations. And he had a purpose for everything he created. So I don't think I want to mess with God today.
Andrew, do you have thoughts?
What was the question? I was reading other stuff.
If you could eliminate one living thing from the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, I would eliminate viruses.
Ooh. Nice answer. Because they're living things. Good one. Okay. This one's for the smartest one of us. What's the square root of pi?
That's not me then.
That's the answer for the calculator, I think.
I don't think you can actually calculate the square root of pi.
It depends on. I think you can. If pi is an infinite number, the answer to the square root of pi will be an infinite number too. But it's possible.
Right. Okay.
You would never get
There
there.
you have it.
You kind of can't.
A non-answer. It's what we do best. Okay. Have you ever thought about the fact that the end of the world as we know it, in quotation marks, has already happened, is happening, and will continue to happen?
Are we talking like rapture type stuff? Like the end of this earth? Is that where we're going?
Sure, we'll take it there.
'Cause to be honest, yeah, every so often I look around and I go, well, maybe this is the beginning of the end. No? Like, yeah, we don't know.
I'll share a fun story. When I think I shared this like last week or 2 weeks ago. The actual reason why I became a Christian was because I remember going to church that it was a Sunday morning, and my Sunday school teacher was talking about how you accept Jesus into your heart and you get saved, and then you can know for sure that you're going to heaven. And I went home, and I don't know if it was that night or one of the nights after that, but I remember distinctly sitting on my bed thinking that I knew my mom was saved, I knew my dad was saved, and I knew my sister was saved. Basically, my entire family is headed to heaven, and I wasn't. And I started crying, and I don't remember how it happened, but my dad came in and prayed with me. But one of the funny things that happened, like as a kid, if I couldn't find my parents, like I straight up thought the rapture had happened and that I had been left behind. Like those are my thoughts. So as a kid, like I always needed to know where one of my family was, because I knew that they were Christians and I knew that God wasn't going to leave them behind. He might leave me behind, but I knew for sure he wouldn't leave them. So I had to know where one of them was at all times, or else I'd be afraid that I was left behind.
I had the same thing when I was young. Same thing when I couldn't find my parents. It was a terrible feeling. I'm like, I just remember the Left Behind movies, and I'll be like, oh no, their clothes aren't lying around. I'm safe.
Yep. Okay, I got a couple more questions. Let's see. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? Lynn, let's hear from you.
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Superpower. Probably invisibility. Because then that would allow me to do what I needed to get done without being seen or heard.
Okay. Anyone else want to jump on that?
I'm gonna have to
Mine
give
might
a
be-
Brendan answer and say that I would like the superpowers to grant superpowers to people.
And mine would probably be that I didn't need to sleep anymore. Because just imagine how much I could do if I didn't have to sleep.
I like that one, Amy.
Yeah, I don't know what my superpower would be. I think controlling time would be fun. The ability to control time, to slow it down or speed it up. Or pause it, but still be able to move and operate. I think that would be cool.
Would you change the order of time?
Yeah, I was trying to decide whether I was going to go there or not, and reorder time, be able to go forward and backward in time would be cool. Like to be able to go to certain
Just
spots
imagine
along
like
the way.
somebody putting something in the pantry and then they turn around and it's right back there again. They just keep on doing it forever.
Right. Yeah. Stuff like that. That would be really cool. That would be a superpower I'd like to have. You know, just to mess with people. Okay, here's a deep one. Define gender equality.
I would say in some ways this has gotten really messy, let's say, given that when I was a kid, to make myself seem super old, there were traditionally two genders, and now that is not the standard accepted sort of definition or whatever. And so I think the concept of gender equality came out of equality for your traditional man and woman when we look at things like pay equality or equitable access in the workforce or those sorts of things. But I don't know that would necessarily be a definition that would still kind of stand today. So I would have a much harder time probably making this relevant for the youth, I think, because of that. But, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
almost
think
have to
if
back
you-
up a step and start defining gender, and even equality. What does equality mean?
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I was going to
because
say.
we talk about
equality is different.
yeah, because like even though I have 4 kids, all of them under the age of 10, all of them girls. In the strictest sense, I treat them equally, but in a very real sense, I don't treat them equally at all. And it's not because, partly due to their age, but partly because each of them have their own personality and their own likes, dislikes, and things. Now, in a sense, I'm still treating them equally because I'm treating them how they want to be treated themselves. In a sense, I'm treating them unequally because they're individuals and they deserve to be treated like individuals. To me, gender equality has much more to do with equality than it does gender. And it has a lot more to do with, I think equality is a terrible word to use. I think that we should be treating each other justly. Justly, but with mercy. And I'll explain what I mean by that. I think when we talk about equality, we talk about, okay, everyone in this YouTube channel gets $5. That's equality. Justice would mean that some people get $5, some people get $10 because their situation's different. Some people only get $2 because their situation's even different yet. That's more in line of justice. But mercy comes in and says that even though you got $5, here's $2 more, just because, and not because you deserve it, but because we're being nice and giving it to you. So those are just some off the top of my head thoughts on gender equality and equality in general. Okay, I got distracted by the chat. I don't know what shame plants are because I think I've missed too much. But it sounds like a cool idea. Shame plants. Okay. What happens when you get scared to death twice? Oh, scared half to death twice. Andrew, what happens when you get scared to death or half to death twice?
Well, if you were going to answer this on a math equation, right? On purely
And I
math,
hope
'cause
you
I
do.
think that's where I think it was Khalib. Yeah, I think Khalib was that's where he was going with that, thinking if you add 2 halves together, then that would make a full and you'd be dead. But if you think about it sequentially, so you scared half to death once, so you're half alive. And then what's half of a half? A quarter. So then you'd be half of the half, which would be a quarter. And then it would go on so on and so forth until you'd have a teeny weeny bit of life left, but you would never die. If you were going to explain it math, that's what I would do.
Right. Your life just diminishes, but it never extinguishes.
Correct.
Yeah. Good answer. Okay. What are 3 things you could buy at a grocery store to make the cashier give you weird looks? I do this all the time when I buy stuff for youth group, actually. It's interesting. Go ahead, Amy.
I was just going to say, for the most part, it wouldn't be about necessarily what you buy, because most of the products would be things that are sold. Sorry about my dog. It would be more, I think, about quality or the mix of products, So, yeah. Sorry.
We like watching. Just put them on. Lynn, 3 things that a cashier would look at you funny for buying.
Probably thinking towards COVID, if all I bought was toilet paper upon toilet paper or Javix wipes upon Javix wipes, they'd definitely give us looks, and they'd probably tell you to put some back too.
Yeah, I've often gone into a store and I've bought like completely random things. I think one of the funniest was I was buying lighter fluid, a rope, and candy. Like literally those 3 things. So like I think Deborah was with me and we were just like, yeah, we're luring kids to tie them up and burn them, which is an awful thing to say, but these are the things that go through my imagination while I'm in a checkout line with random items on the conveyor belt. So yeah, it happens all the time, actually. Like I'll like buy things and I'll think of like, what's the weirdest situation that I could use all of the things that I just bought?
That's how we always felt with all the car seat stuff. Duct tape in your trunk, and knives and things for cutting pool noodles or whatever. So it's like a perfect torture kit. Yeah.
Yep, basically.
And actually, if you went into a store, it wouldn't matter what you bought. If you just put a cough behind it, you would get a look.
I went out yesterday to Costco, and I was just sitting in my van because Deborah went in to Costco. And so I'm sitting in the van and I just got an itch in my throat. And so I coughed and got the dirtiest look from the person beside us. I've never felt so judged before in my life. Okay. You're suddenly arrested for no reason and your face was flashed all over the news. What would your family and friends assume that you did?
Pulled off the greatest prank ever.
Had a breakdown somewhere really public.
I was going to say, maybe we should answer this for each other.
Yeah.
Kristen's still stuck on the soap doesn't kill germs. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, I see that.
You missed Joe's comments like 3 before. So if soap kills 99%, 9% of what germs, what happens to the 0.1%? I've wondered that too.
Oh.
So does that 0.1%, maybe it's some deadly disease and the soap could wash everybody, giving everybody a false sense of security, and then there's the one person that dies from some crazy disease that the soap didn't wash off.
And I've wondered, is the 0.01% of a total hole that's already on your hands, or is it a specific germ that it doesn't affect? I don't know.
I just trust that it's cleaning my hands. And to be perfectly frank, I haven't worried about that 1% because, if something else doesn't get me and it does, it's okay.
There was a question specifically for Andrew. Oh, Andrew,
Uh-oh.
can you cry underwater? I don't know if it's asking specifically if you can cry underwater or more of a general question. Is crying underwater a thing?
Well, I would say the process of crying is secreting tears from your eye ducts, and I don't know if it's scientifically possible if you could, but if you could prove that tears did come out of your eyes, then yes, it's possible to cry underwater. Now, whether you'll see your tears, that's a totally different story.
Ooh, good answer. Nice, I like it. Okay. If corn oil is made from corn and vegetable oil is made from vegetables, what is baby oil made from?
Babies, obviously.
Duh. Okay. If you had 3 extra siblings, what would be your birth order and what personalities would you like them to have?
Like 3 extra siblings after I was born, then have 3 siblings after me?
3 additional siblings to what already you have.
Oh. Doesn't necessarily mean born after. It could be born before.
Right.
Yeah.
So explain the birth order and what personalities you'd like them to have. Hi, Kate.
I know one, I would want an older brother. I never had an older brother, so I always wanted an older brother because they always talk how they protect you and keep you safe. And I would love to be the baby of the family. Just because it's really tough being the oldest one in the family. It really
As
is.
the baby of the family, if anyone gets added to it, I would want them to be above me in birth order because I love being the
See?
baby.
And being the oldest, I
don't
used
know
to get my youngest brother out of trouble just because we didn't want him to go through how strict my mom was with us. So we always tried to work it so they wouldn't have to go through what we went through.
So your mom was the stricter one.
Yeah. Yep.
If I was gonna have extra siblings, I don't know. I feel like this is gonna get me later, but I feel like this would be kind of good, and I probably wouldn't want this if I was younger. But like, just think about like, okay, I would want one sibling to be like really bad, always getting into trouble. So they're the ones who steal, they're the ones who get arrested by the police and everything, because no matter what I do, I'll be an angel to my parents compared to them, right? So that's one. I don't know what the other ones. It's pretty hard to think of the other two. That's one. It would make my life terrible though, because I'd probably feel sorry for and be like hurt by them. But anyway, aside from that fact, then I would be getting into trouble as much, hopefully.
That would be your
So
story and you're sticking to.
I already have one older sister. She's 2 years older than I am. I said if I'm adding 3 siblings, I still want them to be older than me in birth order. I would like the oldest one to be that older brother, and like Lynn said, the protector of the family and the one that I would look up to. I would want. I'd probably go for twins after that, just to get both of them out of the way. And one of them would be an overachiever, like A personality. Always had to be early with schoolwork. That would help me with my schoolwork. And then the other one would be really lazy and not do anything. and so he'd kind of drag the family down, but make all of us look good, like Andrew was saying. So I think that's what I would go with.
I had the flip side
Okay.
though. Thinking about it, my older brother, I I won't see. None of us were perfect kids, not even including me. But I feel like my brother, he did cause, and he was the first. He's older, right? So my parents kind of like whatever I did was not as bad as him, if you could think like that. But also there was the pressure there that I felt, um, that my parents were putting on me. I think it was more perceived than anything. Maybe not. But like, quote unquote, messed up with the older brother, and now I'm the like son 2.0. This is to be better, bigger and better than the other one. Better, fix all the mistakes, kind of thing. And there was the pressure to be there a little bit. But yeah, my parents were good, but I don't know. I feel like it was a lot of perceived on my end too, and it wasn't actually there.
Okay, so we got a few more minutes, and there's 2 questions that I wanted to get to tonight. The first one is it's from the question box, and it says, "Is it okay to doubt your faith in God?"
I think for me, back when I was a teenager, I doubted my faith in God a lot, because of what I didn't know, not because of what they taught, but because of what they didn't teach. Because as I took my kids to school or to Sunday school and got back into church, the things they were being taught, there was a lot of blanks that I didn't learn. And I think if I had had those growing up, would have made my faith stronger, and maybe I wouldn't have walked away from church. But I absolutely know, because I did walk away and made it important for our family, what I did learn completely turned it around. And I think what kids today are learning, your faith can absolutely be rock solid. You have no reason to doubt God whatsoever. He does exist.
Yeah, and I think the question was, is it okay to doubt your faith? I don't see a problem with doubting your faith. If in fact I would encourage it, because when you question it, then you become stronger. But in saying that, what I would caution is, make sure when you do question your faith, you're around the right people. Because if you start exploring answers to the questions with the wrong people, or in the wrong environment, or in the wrong places, then you're going to get answers that are going to satisfy your answers that you have about your doubts, and they're going to be the wrong answers. So if you're going to doubt your faith, do it at church, ask questions at youth, doubt your faith and read the Bible, look for the answer there. But if you start going to other areas, then you're going to come, and it's kind of the idea of the loudest voice wins, right? So, and in the end, everything comes down to faith. Whether you believe in evolution, or whether you believe in God, or whatever, it all comes down to faith. So the question becomes, what's truth, and what's right, and make sure you surround the right people. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it's very normal to doubt your faith at points, and to have those moments where you question and wonder. And I know for myself, during really hard times, it wasn't even as much doubting my faith as it was going, well, I know God can do this, so why isn't he? Which is I'm so sorry, which is a kind of doubting. I got rid of my kids. Yeah. So I think that's where I would absolutely say, what wise counsel, right? Be it, Stefan and the other youth leaders, or whoever else, and seek clear truth for your as answers, and not just doubt and walk away. You want to doubt and seek.
Yes.
Yeah, great answers. Yeah, I'd say, like Kristen said, it does happen to everyone, and it's definitely okay to doubt your faith. And yeah, this is some great words here from your youth leaders. Ask the right questions. Ask the right questions to the right people to get the right answers. Certainly, we want you to think of youth group as a safe place where you can ask questions. I mean, that's the whole purpose of doing Ask Us Anything, so that you can wrestle with some of the bigger issues of life and some stuff that's going on. What was the other question that I wanted to get to tonight? Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. It was number 3 on our list. How do I open up, be more serious and kinder with people? I feel I hide behind laughs and humor.
I think sometimes
Can
it's
you read that question
easy
again?
to. Sorry.
How do I open up, be more serious and kinder with people? I feel I hide behind laughs and humor. Amy, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think sometimes that laughter is easy because when you sort of take away that laughter, you have to feel things. And that's one thing that's not comfortable and not easy and can be really hard to do. And you have to be vulnerable and willing to be hurt a bit. And I know for myself, there are moments where I can't laugh about something without, or I can't talk about something without laughing. Otherwise, I'm going to be crying, especially as we've gone through different losses at different points or different things. So I think I still, even to this day, have a tendency at points to joke because I know it's such a fine line between laughing and crying sometimes. And, but I think there's a real benefit in relationships and a real depth of friendships that you can find when you find people you can be real with, when you find people you can have those doubts with that we talked about, have your real feelings with, and be able to say, this is hard, or this isn't going great for me, or whatever, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think along those lines, it takes a certain amount of trust to be able to open up to people, and definitely humor is used as a way to keep people at a distance sometimes. I do it all the time, make a joke so that people don't kind of see into what's actually happening. But it takes trust, and it takes a relationship with someone that you build up over time, and it does take time to build a relationship where you trust someone enough to open up and be real with that person.
Yeah, and it's like, for me, I joke around a lot, and I found that I tend to hide behind some people. I guess like what you and Stefan and Amy were saying is it's a way to push other people away, but it's true. Some people do that, but for me, in my case, it's a little bit of pushing myself away from myself. That sounds kind of weird, but by joking and having maybe even a really overly optimistic or overly happy outlook towards life or towards situation, it's just a way of that has been for me to get away from my problems and just like nobody's it's not easy growing up for anybody. In my way, one way that I coped with that was just to be overly happy with it and not deal with my problems. So, is it okay to be happy? I think so, because if I didn't have that outlook, like, I probably would have been sunk into depression. But the thing is not to, I would say, not to stay there. It's not like it. There's some places in life. Life is a journey, and with any journey, you can't get to your destination if you just sit there, or if you stay in the same spot. So, um, I think it's okay, and if somebody's feeling like they're joking too much, I think that's a component of that person's personality as well. God created them to be able to joke and have fun, but how it mixes in with everything else, I think I would encourage whoever, if a person came to me and asked me that question, I'd be like, yep, it's fine. Just make sure that if you've got issues, to deal with them. Don't just sweep them under the rug, because they're gonna get right back at you. So, um, let people into your lives. Develop those relationships with people that you can trust, and be honest with yourself too.
We got one more question, unless you want in on this one, Lynn.
No, I think you guys have pretty much summed it up pretty good.
Okay, so the last question will end on a light note. Y'all just eat pineapple on pizza?
No.
I've done it. Just pineapple, maybe with cheese, but just pineapple, yes, on pita bread. If you can call that a pizza.
Yuck. And with cheese? Yuck. Sorry.
So okay, so now we have to establish what's the minimum requirements of pizza. Is it dough, sauce, cheese? Like, is that what we're defining pizza as? Or is it like Andrew said, pineapple and pita? Is that acceptable as pizza?
That is not pizza.
No.
What's the difference
That's
between
like
that
a hot
and
dog
thin
and
crust?
sandwich? Like, no.
I have
Okay.
eaten like Hawaiian pizza before, and I would eat it if it was presented to me for dinner and I was at somebody's house. But would I choose pineapple on pizza I make at home? No.
Yeah, so in our house, the pizzas that we order, and I'm ashamed to say it, is one Hawaiian, one cheese, like just cheese, no sauce, nothing else, cheese. And then the last one is variable because it's the one for me, and I like variety, and so that one's never the same. But the other two are always the same: Hawaiian and cheese, plain cheese. And do you know which ones get left over in the fridge for like a week after? The Hawaiian. Hawaiian. Why? Because only one person in this house likes Hawaiian, and that is Deborah. And she orders the pizza
Which
for
is why you
herself.
have to order
So she
it.
gets it. And so what ends up happening is, okay, so I think pineapple on pizza is one of the worst ideas. So I'll take the pizza out because it's food and I hate wasting food, and I'll scrape the pineapple off the pizza and eat it, and then like give the pineapple to one of the kids or eventually throw it away if no one else takes it. That's what happens in our house because pineapple does not belong on pizza. And clearly people have some strong opinions in the chat too. And I think Kate is defending the pineapple people, pizza people. Okay, we're going to end tonight with a word of prayer, and then that's going to be it. Okay, there's some prayer requests that we have in the Discord app. I'm not going to pray for them here on YouTube. But do know that whatever prayer requests that you have, you post them in Discord, and you've got a whole group of people that are going to be praying for you. If you have prayer requests that you don't feel good about posting online or anything like that, you can shoot me a private message. And in fact, all of our leaders would be happy to have a prayer request from any of you and be able to pray for you. So know that if you do have prayer requests, put them in the Discord app, and we'd love to pray for you as a group. So let's pray. God, thanks so much for tonight, and thank you for just this time where we can come together and participate in youth group. It's not like what we used to do, but God, in some ways it's a little bit better, in some ways it's a little bit worse. But God, it's a time where we can come together, learn a little bit more about you, and spend a little bit of time getting to know each other some more, and just to have fun and to ask questions. And Father, I do pray for all of these students that are watching. God, I pray that you would give them just an enormous amount of your grace this week, an enormous amount of your love this week. And as they deal with all the things in this world that are up in the air and changing all the time, God, I pray that you would give them a stability in their life, that they would be able to know and point to you as their rock, as the one unmovable thing in their life at this time. And God, I pray that if any of them are struggling right now with anxiety or grief right now, Father, I do pray that they would have the strength to reach out to ask for help, that they don't have to go through this alone. We're all in this together, and Father, we'd love to help out. And God, if I do know that there are prayer requests, and I do know that there are prayer requests even in the Discord app and things that are going unmentioned. God, I do pray that you would be working in these students' lives. Lord, give them help, give them wisdom, and give them people surrounding them to help them know what to do. God, thank you so much again for tonight. Thank you for this technology, and thank you that it, for the most part, cooperated well. We do pray that Kristen gets her webcam in order. God, you're awesome. Thanks so much for this. And we ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Oh, Kate, it's okay. You and Deborah could hang out and have pineapple. And then I wouldn't have to pick the pineapple off after a week. I think isn't Ella a pineapple eater too? I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Ella likes Hawaiian pizza too.
It's a little creepy.
Can we cut him off now? Chop, chop.
I would be in a pickle.
I really wish I had like a pair of scissors or something I could just cut them in half.
Well, guys, thanks so much for joining me. Youth leaders, thank you so much for putting in a little bit of extra time, getting your video cameras and all those technical details worked out. Kristen, thanks for sticking around in the chat and helping out there. Youth, thank you for coming out on this Wednesday night and spending your evening with us. Parents, if you're watching, thanks for checking this out, and thanks for being here with us. And yeah, glad to be here. Glad to be able to do this. Final question of the night: can we have second youth? Second youth, on occasion, happens over in Discord. If anyone wants to jump over there and have a conversation, that's fine. Don't forget to post your selfies over in the general channel. Yeah, so I'm gonna end the feed. Have a good night, everyone.
Night, everybody.
Bye.